Hey guys, it's Amber, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if you are new. This is my What You Warmin' home fragrance roundup video where I share what I've been getting through the past 2 to 3 weeks is usually when I'm able to do it, so it's every 2 to 3 weeks at a time. This includes my after melting thoughts of the 10 brand new fall winter catalog fragrances. I've had a chance now to melt all 10 of them once, and so I have some thoughts, and some things have actually changed from my cold sniff. So I'm gonna do that at the end, and everything else first before that. So I have a couple empties that aren't wax. I always do those first and then move on to non-Scentsy and end with Scentsy because it's my favorite and it's what I have the most of. So this also includes the September wax melting challenge that I'm doing. I do it every month. I have been for the past few months. So this home fragrance roundup includes those two, and I did remember my list so that I can actually figure out what day and what wax I used for that day. So anyway, let's jump into it. Let me go, like I said, first I'll do what I used up that isn't wax. I used up a washer whiffs tub in my absolute favorite Jammy Time. I haven't found any others that I like more than Jammy Time. Haven't done every single fragrance, but I've done a ton of them, and Jammy Time is still my favorite. So I finished this one up. So washer whiffs, if you don't know, are like fragrance boosters in your laundry. It doesn't clean your clothes, but it gives your clothes a nice scent. So similar to some of the ones that you can buy in the store, except personally I feel like these work better and they dissolve better. Those in the store are like waxy consistency, whereas these are like salt granules. So in my opinion, it dissolves better in the water. And so anyway, so I finished up that, and inside are the dryer discs too, which the dryer discs give kind of just a little extra boost of fragrance in your dryer. So I usually, FYI, nice little tip, I store them in my washer whiffs tub in between drying, using them in my dryer. So one package, which comes with 2, will last me the whole time that my washer whiffs do. So I just throw them away when I'm done with my washer whiffs tub. So just a little tip for you. It helps to keep the fragrance in them. I found anyway. And then I used Squeeze the Day in our Scentsy pods, which aren't wax. They're this plastic encasing, and there's little fragrance beads in them. They work with all of our fan diffusers, our air purifier, our brand new tabletop fan diffuser. As you can see, dang, I don't want to unplug this. As you can see, I have here on my table. It's the best. It's brand new this catalog season. I love them. Right now in this, I'm using Make Me Snickerdoodle, which is delicious. So anyway, I finished up that, Squeeze the Day. So in regards to the tabletop fan, if you haven't tried it yet, it's great. I love it. I love it a lot. Nothing's ever going to replace wax and warmers for me. That is my first love, and that will always be. But this is a really good alternative, the tabletop fan diffuser. If you work in an environment where maybe you can't have a wax and a warmer, or you just are worried about a warmer getting knocked over, it's a higher traffic area, you have little fingers or paws, that type of thing, these tabletop fan diffusers are a great alternative, and it's been great in regards to the throw and strength of it. At least the pods I've tried in it so far, I've been able to smell it throughout my room. Unlike the smaller mini fan that we have that uses just one pod, that's more of a closer, you know, just around the area. I like those in my car personally, but like on a desk, you could smell it around the desk. But with this one, with the tabletop fan diffuser, at least with the pods I've tried so far, I smell it coming into my room. So just an FYI, it's great. I love it. So let's move on. That's enough about that. Okay, next up, this is my only non-Scentsy wax melting this time. Like I said at the beginning, I was concentrating on melting all 10 of the brand new fragrances from the catalog. So I didn't do a lot of other things downstairs. So Spooky Hayride by Sassy Girl Aroma, which is warm, spicy notes of nutmeg and black pepper with woody notes and just a hint of orange and fir. So this is a very like outdoorsy scent. Yeah, very outdoorsy. I do get the pepperiness. It's a very strong one. I enjoy it. I think it's one that's a little overwhelming to me. So I did 4 cubes last time. Maybe I'll do just like 2 cubes instead. I didn't dislike it. It's just, it's a strong one. But I did enjoy it. So there's that. Okay, next up, let me see. I'll just do this. So for the first day of September, I always melt the scent, and then I melt it again on the official first day of fall. First day of fall. I love the scent so much. It wasn't my club. It did come back with the catalog. So it's just a tradition for me to melt on September 1st and then on actual first day of fall. So this is nutmeg, pumpkin, and like crunchy leaves. I have my catalog. Let's see the actual notes in here. I think it's in the spice category, which is kind of weird to me. It has that nutmeg, but it's not like overly spicy to my nose. It feels more woodsy to me, but okay, pumpkin, autumn woods, ground nutmeg, and a dash of cinnamon. I really don't get the cinnamon, personally. It's the nutmeg, and I love it. So anyway, so did that, and then this was my last day of summer melting. So this was August 31st, Bonfire Beach, one of my absolute favorites. Oh, I love it, so good. So, but I've moved on. I moved on from summer, and I am in full-on fall mode. Except for the wax melting challenge, I do have ones that aren't fall-y in this mix. Actually, quite a few. But that's the fun of the challenge. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy doing it. It's because I'm able to, for me, I'm very strict in regards to my seasonal melting. So this helps me to rebel against myself by doing the challenge. So anyway, so let's see. Let me just grab and go, and then I'll figure it out. So this is Nightmare Before Christmas roll of the dice. I had 1 cube left, and I used this for day 13, which is melt something you've been avoiding. This is probably my least favorite wax I've ever melted from Scentsy. I really don't like it. I tolerate it enough to, like I said, last cube, I'm happy to be done with it. But I know there's some people that absolutely hate it and can't even melt it at all. I'm just glad to be done with it. It's definitely not a good one, in my opinion. If you love it, that's great. Not good for me and my nose. Okay, next is, Maui Mist, which came out if you bring back my bars ago. This was melt, let's see. This was day 4, which was Labor Day. Melt something light. So this is on the lighter end for me. This has rose and other things in it, The name, I feel like it's misnamed Maui Mist. It didn't feel like tropical Hawaii type scent to me anyway, but it's lighter. I remember there's rose in it, so I used that for that day. Okay, day 1 is melt a scent in one of your college colors. So I did maraschino sugar cookie because it's red, and my school, that was one of the colors, like a cardinal red color. So I'm not really much of a fan of this one either. The cherry, I'm very picky with cherry. And yeah, the cherry in this one, I'm not really a fan of. So I'm surprised though. I thought that one would come into the catalog this season. It was one of the holiday bricks last year, but it didn't make it into the catalog. I know so many people love that one, so I'm surprised. Okay, tell me if you like that one or not. If you've tried it, do you like that one? I wish there was more sugar cookie, but I've melted it with sugar cookie and it was still too much cherry. The cherry, I'm just very picky with cherry, and that cherry just isn't one that was gelling with my nose. Okay, next is, this is another one that's very controversial for people. Palo Santo, which was day 12, melt a smoky scent. So this one's very smoky. Very charred wood. I don't hate this one. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not one that I would ever repurchase, but I don't hate it. Like the roll the dice one. It's just very like strong, smoky, charred wood. The new Palo Santo and cinnamon, stay tuned. Like I said, I'll talk about those at the end. Thankfully isn't like this. So there's that. Okay, next is, as you can tell, I kind of pick ones that I don't normally melt, that are just hanging around because I don't like them. They're not like favorites. So this way, this is another reason why I like the challenge, to do it every month, because I melt things that I wouldn't normally pick. And so I'm able to get rid of some things, finish some things up. So I like that. Because we're coming to another one that also works as one that I don't really like. So what was this one? This was, dang, what was this one? Oh, this was the day 11 melt something strong. And I chose wild black cherry. See, another cherry. I'm very picky about cherry. This is, yeah, no. That's almost as bad as roll the dice for me. I know there are people that love that one though. So if you're a huge black cherry fan, I'm sure you love that one, which is awesome. Just not for me. Okay, next, this was day 2, World Coconut Day, melt something with coconut. I did from the Island Days collection, tiare and coconut. This is a nice tropical flower mixed with coconut scent. Tiare flower is in the gardenia family, so it is a powdery type of tropical flower. Hasn't been back, but I know if you love those type of florals, hopefully you were able to get your hands on it, add it to your Scentsy Club. Scentsy Club's the best. It's my absolute favorite thing. Tons of perks. My favorite being the Always Get My Bar perk, which allows you to add wax bars that might be limited edition or a retiring type of thing. If you put them in a Scentsy Club, Scentsy will continue to make them for you after they're no longer available for regular purchase. Even if you're the only one in the whole entire world that has it in your club, Scentsy will still make it for you. And that includes licensed bars. So you could put roll the dice in your club, or, it's not around right now, but if it was around and you put it in your club and then it was no longer available, if it was in your club, as long as it's there, Scentsy will make it for you. So it's the best. There's a ton of perks. There's cheaper shipping. At $30, you get 10% off your whole order. So even if you just put a whiff box in there, you get an automatic 10% off. So it's cheaper than through my website. At $60, you also get a half price item, which you can use on a whiff box. The only way to get a whiff box for half price. Anyway, cheaper shipping, did I say that? You can get bricks through Club. There's a rewards program for those that aren't consultants to earn money towards or credits towards products, future purchases, whether in Club or on my website. So anyway, Club's the best, love it. I'm sure those of you watching this video already know about it, but if you don't have a Club, if you've never heard of it, I thought I'd share it. Anyway, it's the best, I love it. It's my favorite thing ever. So if you're a scent addict, you get attached to certain fragrances, it's the way to go. Okay, next, this was day 3, melt something that makes you think of bath time. So I chose this one because the lid, I was like, I need to pick this for something because this lid is broken. Somehow this one broke and I wanted to use it. So, and there it went. This is Totally Mini, which is a scent that is available still right now, which is like a hibiscus. Actually, I have this here. Let me see if I can find it. It's like hibiscus, pink melon, hibiscus blooms, and juicy apple. So it smells like a kid's body wash shampoo to me. So I thought that would work really well for that day. So there's that. Okay, next up, this was just melted in my room. It wasn't part of the challenge. Beach Daisy, love this scent. It was a part of the spring bricks that we had that are now no longer available because we're in fall winter catalog season. But it's a beautiful scent. It was around before the brick too. It came back in a Bring Back My Bar a couple years ago, and I did have it in my club for a little bit. But it's a lighter scent, and so I decided to take it out. But I did purchase another bar when they had the bricks available, just to be able to remelt it here in my room. So, okay, this was day 7, melt a blue wax or blueberry scent, Berry Bright. This is a blue raspberry candy scent. And it's very, very yummy. So hopefully this one will be back in the spring, summer. I did not add that one to Club. I do really love, excuse me. Sorry guys. I feel like I'm getting the hiccups. Okay. I didn't add that one to my Club. I do like it, but it's not one that I would be devastated if I didn't have it in my Scentsy Club. Okay, next one, day 9, melt a weird or silly scent. So this one was kind of a difficult one for me to decide on what to do. I ended up deciding to do Fluffy Fleece. Not that the scent is necessarily weird, but the name compared to what the smell of the fragrance is kind of is like fluffy fleece. It's not exactly what you would picture fluffy fleece to smell like. So that's what I went with. It's a beautiful scent. I do really like this. This is probably my second. They have this in the laundry line now too, as of last fall, winter. And it's, I love it. It's probably my second favorite in the laundry, but I really like it in the wax too, which is surprising because normally I'm not huge into like laundry home fragrance, but I do really like that one. Okay, next is day 10, Grandparents' Day, melt something old-fashioned. So for me, Harvest Blessings is kind of a classic old-fashioned fall, like picture a Yankee Candle from back in the day type of scent. That's what this one is to me. So I thought it would work really well. So Harvest Blessings. Then, excuse me, day 6, melt something that starts with S. So I decided on Sugar Blossom, which was brand new to this past spring summer catalog. They put it in the bakery, which I don't think is where it should have been. But it's a sweet floral type scent. It's okay. It's kind of light. Kind of gives me a funky note that some like freesia scents give me. I can't even remember what was the notes in that one, but some of Scentsy's freesia or fragrances with freesia can kind of give me a funky note since I had COVID. So, all right. And then finally, to end on, in regards to the wax melting challenge, we'll end on a happy one. This is one of my all-time favorites. Melt one of your top 5 scents on day 5. Those that have been around a long time aren't going to be surprised about this one at all. Wassail Wonderland. This is one that will stay forever in my Scentsy Club. I love it so much. It is very much a scent memory for me to when I was a kid, looking for, with the family, silver tip for Christmas trees. It has that super authentic, like, fir needle note in this. It's amazing. I do hope this comes back for, like, certain scents of the season someday, hopefully, because it's amazing. It's so good. I love it so much. So Wassail Wonderland, no surprise, like I said, to those that have been around for a while. Okay, so that's it in regards to non-brand new catalog scents. So let's move on to these. So I will just go through them, my after melting thoughts, and then I will rank them now. It'll be interesting. I don't even remember how exactly I ranked a lot of these, like least favorite to most favorite. So it'll be interesting to go back and look at that information. Okay, so first one is Frosty Air. I know this was my least favorite on cold because, like I said before, not a fan of laundry scents and home fragrance, and this was total laundry to me. Sweet Citrus, Lily of the Valley, and Frosty Air. So when this was melting, it was about a light medium in my open concept area. It is a citrusy, kind of clothesline-ish type scent, but it still feels more like winter to me compared to clothesline. I didn't mind it all that much in my open concept, I think because it was so much lighter. It wasn't in my face. I have melted it and am melting it right now in my downstairs powder room just to see how it is there. And in there, it is a lot stronger. I will definitely have to cut the cube in half or in thirds even because it's a little too much for me in there, which is where I plan on melting it now. But really, in regards to a laundry scent, it isn't that bad. But again, I'm not laundry. If you love fresh, like laundry type fragrances, give this one a try because it's good. It is good. I like Fluffy Fleece better, but that one was good for what it is. It was good. Okay, next is Midnight Mahogany. This one was Black Plum, Cinnamon Leaf, and Dark Mahogany. You guys, when I melted this one, I didn't want to take it out. Actually, I left it in my warmers downstairs for like 2.5, almost 3 days because I loved it that much. It is, I'm gonna get emotional, very much a scent memory to me when it was melting of my mom. My mom, of her house. She was an antique dealer. So her home always had that smell, that deep, rich wood smell, and a little bit of spiciness from whatever she was actually using in home fragrance. And so when I melted this, I'm sorry, you guys. That's totally what I got. It'll be 10 years in 2024 that she passed from cancer. So anyway, I'm sorry. I don't want to pause the video because then it takes longer then I have to edit. So you're just gonna have to deal with my crying. Anyway, so this totally it reminds me of my mom's house. So obviously I liked it. A little bittersweet for me, but good memories still tied to that. So Midnight Mahogany. Okay, it's a good one. Even if you don't have those type of memories tied to it. I normally don't like, sorry, let's move on. I normally am not huge into mahogany scents. It's usually like very overbearing and assertive to my nose. This is a beautiful mahogany. An actual wood mahogany instead of that kind of like more of cologne-y leaning mahogany. So anyway, I do really like that one, obviously. Okay, next is Fall Feeling, or Fall Feelin', which is blood orange, sugared cranberry, juniper sprigs, and sparkling clove. Now, this one reminds me of a Bath and Body Works candle. I can't remember if it's I think it might be leaves. Something like that. It was giving me those vibes. Very juniper heavy, though the juniper in it, I wasn't a super fan of. Some juniper I like in scents, but this was very like in your face to me. And I think that sparkling note in sparkling clove is actually ginger, because I started having a reaction while this was melting. I'm allergic to ginger, for those that haven't seen any of my videos. So ginger home fragrance, I can have a reaction to. And I did start having a reaction while this was melting, and there wasn't anything else. Like, I didn't eat anything with ginger or anything like that. So I know it was this. So I think that's what that sparkling note is, that there is ginger in it. So obviously this is not something I'm gonna melt again, but it did give me, like I said, I think it's leaves. I think it's Bath and Body Works leaves that this was kind of similar to. Tell me in the comments if you agree, or am I thinking of a totally different scent? I feel like it was leaves. I don't know. It's one of their classic ones that they have like every year. So anyway, Fall Feeling, not for me. Even if it didn't have that, if I didn't have that reaction to it, I was just, like I said, the juniper. Okay, next is Red Currant Wreath, which is, let me find it. Red currant, winterberries, evergreen, and sandalwood. Okay, on cold, I wasn't a super fan of this. Now, which is weird, what's weird is when it was melting, sometimes I was like, oh, I really like the scent. And then I'd smell it again a few minutes later, and I'd be like, oh, I don't really like this scent all that much. So I can't decide what I think about this scent. I know it's the currant in it. Currant, I can take or leave a lot of the times. Sometimes it's too much for me. But like I said, sometimes I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Maybe I do like this one. Maybe I need to get another one. And then I smell it again and like, no, I don't know if I like this or not. So anyway, I was very bipolar with this fragrance. So good performer. So far, everyone I've talked about has been really good performers. Midnight Mahogany out of all of them is probably, well, a Frosty Air in my open concept, like I said, it was like a light medium in the bathroom, very strong. Midnight Mahogany is probably more of a medium. Fall Feeling, Red Currant, or more medium hot, the higher end of medium. Okay, next up. Make Me Snickerdoodle. This is vanilla, let's see, brown sugar, vanilla bean, sugar, cinnamon, and cookie dough baked to perfection. So I really actually enjoyed this a lot when it was melting, more so than on cold. I think it was Ashley P. Ashley, if you watch this video, please tell me if this was you that mentioned it, because I do feel like it was you. That said this felt like a cross between graham cracker crunch and cinnamon buttercream. I know someone did. I feel like it was you, Ashley. And on cold I didn't get that, but as it was melting I did totally get that vibe. It is kind of like graham cracker crunch and cinnamon buttercream had a baby. So it had that cinnamon creaminess like you get in cinnamon buttercream, but without that mascarpone kind of sour note you got in that one. And then it's not like peanut buttery, but it kind of had the same base that graham cracker crunch did have, which is no longer available too. I have it in my club, thankfully, because I adore that scent. So it kind of gave me the same vibe. So it's kind of like the baby of cinnamon buttercream and graham cracker crunch. So if you're missing either of those scents, definitely give this one a try, because I thought it was nice. It was pleasant. So anyway, I thought that was really good. Okay, next up is Frosted Cedar. And sorry, this is gonna be a kind of a long video, but it is what it is. Okay, Frosted Cedar is red delicious apple, white cedar, and creamy vanilla. So this was probably my second favorite or third favorite on cold. Melting, I didn't like it as much. The cedar was very heavy when it was melting. For me, it kind of overpowered everything else, all the other notes. I didn't hate it. Just it went down in scent appeal for me. You know, I'm an apple girl, so I didn't really get a ton of apple all that much. I mean, you do get some sort of sweetness in it, but I didn't smell it when it was in the air and think, oh, I'm smelling this beautiful apple or anything like that. So that was a strong one for me too. Okay, next is Golden Garland. And this is Forest Pine Needles, Marigold Petals, Sparkling Orange Twist, and Golden Musk. Now on cold, I said it reminded me a lot of Scarlet Sunflower. And melting, it still did. You do get more pine and, but you do get a floral aspect to it. The pine's not overwhelming. You can kind of tell it's orange, but it still was kind of giving me apple vibes too, like Scarlet Sunflower. I feel like you can melt this one fall and winter, but since I melt Scarlet Sunflower in the fall and autumn road trip, which is also kind of similar, I will save the rest of this one for the winter, because you do get, like I said, a slight pine type note. It's really nice. I like that one. So, okay, next up is Dashing. Dashing is vanilla, creamy mahogany, and fresh night skies. I love this one on cold. And you guys, warming, this one is so good. It still kind of reminded me of Cashmere and Corduroy, kind of a more like masculine version of that scent. It's beautiful. And this one lasts a long time. So my husband and I went to Vegas a few days ago, and this was the scent I took to melt. Yes, I do take warmers with me when I go on vacation, or some other type of home fragrance carrier, my tabletop fan, you know, that type of thing. So I melted this in our hotel room, And every time we walked into our hotel room, both my husband and I were like, oh, this smells so amazing. It's just a beautiful scent. This will be one that I will put in my club, most definitely when the season ends, if it doesn't stick around. Even though I do really love cashmere and corduroy, after a few days, the bergamot comes out in that more, and I like it a little less. This one I liked the whole time I melted it. It does not have bergamot in it, so it's not as bright. Like I said, it's more masculine, creamy. The mahogany, just like midnight mahogany, very mild. This is even more mild than in midnight mahogany. It just gives it a little bit of masculine twist to my nose. So yes, to dashing for sure. Okay, next is cranberry and cardamom. This one is cherry, white cranberry, and cardamom. Now, I really like this one on cold. When I melted it, I didn't like it as much. It was very flat to me. The notes didn't really come out. Very flat and slightly heavy in regards to, I thought it would be brighter than it was. Kind of a basic scent. Like I said, I thought I would get the cardamom a little bit more. I just mainly got a cranberry and cherry. Anyway, so it was fine, but not anything to write home about. And I really thought I would like this one a lot more. I'll save the rest for, this is more winter, definitely to my nose. So I'll save the rest for winter. I might feel differently once I do melt this in the winter. Maybe it'll wow me then. I don't know. So cranberry and cardamom. And then last but not least is Palo Santo and cinnamon. And this one is Palo Santo, Italian bergamot, clove leaf, and cinnamon bark. Now this one was so nice. It is a strong one though. I felt myself feeling like I was needing to turn off some warmers. So this is one for me that I would use less cubes for. But I think this one and maybe midnight mahogany together would be a really nice mix. But I liked it on its own. It doesn't give me that super charred wood feel that the regular Palo Santo gives me. It's blended really nice with the cinnamon bark. Was it bark? Yeah, cinnamon bark and the clove. The clove is mild, like I said, it's a clove leaf, so it's a milder type of spice. And the wood is sweeter and not as smoky. It's a smoky scent, but it's not like like a forest fire type of smoke that the regular Palo Santo is. So I did really like this. It was just, it got a little overwhelming to my nose because I used 4 cubes. So next time I'll half that probably and it'll be okay. So, okay, so that's it. So let me figure out my order now, and then I'm going to, after I finish the video, when I have the time, go back and compare that order to what my my initial thoughts, first sniffs thoughts were. Okay, so least favorite now I know has switched because it was Frosty Air. Least favorite now is Fall Feelin'. Juniper is too much, and like I said, I think there's ginger in it, so not my favorite. Frosty Air probably would be my second least favorite. Then I'd probably would have to say, I don't know. There's some note in this. I'd probably Frosted Cedar, which this fell very far because it was one of my top on cold, but I don't know. There's something, like I said, the cedar note or something else in it just was way too much for me. Then I probably would say, no, probably this because it was giving me both. because this was such a bipolar scent to my nose, where sometimes I was like, oh, I actually kind of like that. And then sometimes I was like, no. Probably Red Currant Wreath would be next. And then this one, just because it was kind of basic for me. It just was kind of a flat scent, cranberry and cardamom. I just thought there would be more to it when it was melting, and it unfortunately wasn't. Then I'd probably have to go with Palo Santo and cinnamon. I did really like that one. Less cubes next time though. Oh. Then I'd probably do Make Me Snickerdoodle. It was a very nice bakery. Like I said, it felt like the baby of Graham Cracker Crunch and Cinnamon Buttercream. Okay, now it's going to be difficult. Now it gets hard. At the end it gets hard. Okay. Midnight Mahogany, because it reminds me of my mom. It was just such a nice, sophisticated scent. I feel like if you like scents and are missing vanilla ouds, that type of fragrance, give this one a try. And then Golden Garland, love it. You know I'm a fan of those type of apple-y, fruity, fresh scents, and that's what I'm getting from that, even though it's not apple, it's orange. Same as Scarlet Sunflower-ish, and On Road Trip, which is my #1 fall scent. And then #1 has to be Dashing, and now I have a scent memory to go with it because of our trip, so I'm sure I'll always love it. So Dashing is #1. So there you go, you guys. I feel like this was #1 before, and Dashing was #2. I don't know, I'll have to go back and look. But that's it, you guys. So thanks for spending some time with me. I know it was a long video, but hopefully you enjoyed it. I just didn't feel like doing a separate one for the 10 new scents. So anyway, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate you watching and subscribing, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you don't have a consultant and you would like me to be your consultant, I would be happy to be that for you. I appreciate you, whether you watch or you are a customer. I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.